Hey, what's up? This is Hunter with Tortoise and Hare Software, and today we're going to be talking about the growth and importance of PPC advertising for managed IT companies.
Audio Jungle.
So, I wanted to talk a little bit about the role of pay-per-click advertising in generating leads from small business clients for professional services firms like MSPs. I deal with the same sort of things with my agency, and I think kind of the tried and true method for the longest time has been cold calling for MSPs and also cold email. This is a sector that's been primarily dominated by outreach, for a long time, and that's in both, just B2Bs and MSPs in general. But and when I started my agency in 2018, I even kind of got started off cold calling. I went to trade shows and picked up every business card of the business owners there and cold called them and asked them about how to, if they needed to build a website or, could use any of my services. So I'm not knocking cold calling per se, but there's been some things that have changed with cold calling. For one, now cell phones are showing you a little bit of a flag that says potential spam on the phone when people call. And cold calling was something that really got saturated during the pandemic and has just been you know under increasing pressure. The world has 7.5 billion people in it at this point and is projected to grow to 10 billion people. So the volume of outreach, especially with new AI tools and technologies, has just become so overwhelming to small business people. Um, it's a Tuesday before Thanksgiving here, and I've gotten probably 40 emails already, half a dozen cold calls, and a couple LinkedIn DMs. I mean, it's just constant bombardment by outreach. And there's, people are not super thrilled with it anymore. I think there's still ways to do outreach effectively, typically using buying intent signals, and I still think doing cold calling and cold outreach is something that's a more necessary for enterprise buyers, and enterprise buyers are more likely to take cold calls and think about making purchases because they typically have large budgets and are looking for solutions with how to spend their money effectively. So they're just in a more regular procurement cycle, where small business buyers are overwhelmed, short on time, and aren't necessarily like as receptive to cold calling as much. And that's kind of starting to show up in some numbers. And I wanted to show you a kind of graphic here with showing how the growth in B2B ad spend. We can see here in 2020 that the was digital ad spend in B2B was $20 billion and is projected to triple by 2026. B2B ad, digital advertising as a share of advertising in general has been going up against TV and things like radio. So pay-per-click advertising has just become, more and more important, and the pandemic was a real acceleration point for that. And, at this point, the secret is kind of out, and that's showing up in a projected, more than doubling of ad spend between now and 2026. So people are using ad spend to reach buyers because inbound marketing has just become more important. Research shows that people aren't ready to talk to sales until right before they're ready to make a purchase, and have usually already narrowed the vendors down to a handful of people. So you need to find ways to get into that consideration set before people are ready to talk to sales, or be using intent signals like engagement with email newsletters and things like that to find intent, or using intent type software to make sure when you're reaching out to people, it's people that are actually in market, which is just most of the time is not the case. People are just, getting lists of, large groups of people and just calling anyone and everyone and playing the numbers game. And that has reduced the effectiveness. There's a group called Pavilion, which released some research on the declining of effectiveness of cold calling and cold outreach within the past few years. You can go and Google that and check that out. I don't have it, right off the top of my head, but people are increasingly using pay-per-click advertising to get in front of buyers and attract them to their brand. Organic reach on social media platforms has continued to go down. There's still a little bit of organic reach to be had on like LinkedIn, but for the most part, like Facebook has gone down, Instagram has gone down, Twitter has gone down. So, even doing inbound methods with more passive, means of attracting people, with organic content has become more and more difficult. Search engines are under threat from AI-generated search results. So SEO is still kind of, going down in efficiency a little bit. So, it's increasingly becoming a pay-to-play type world with digital advertising. And most MSPs just aren't allocating enough of an ad budget to get that consistent targeted reach and purchased visibility on platforms like LinkedIn and Google ads and things like that. And that's a big mistake, and I just kind of wanted to talk about that for a second, and show that digital advertising is growing rapidly in B2B, projected to triple from 2020 to 2026, and there's just a lot more companies spending money on digital advertising. So if you're looking for a partner, reach out to Tortoise and Hare and learn more about how we can help you take advantage of this growing trend with how to attract people to your brand and generate more leads for your MSP. All right, thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We're creating all sorts of helpful MSP marketing content to help you generate more leads and grow your MSP. So follow along with Tortoise and Hare software today.